Right then, so we're back on the Zcars booster build. I'm really not happy with this here, the angle of the drive shafts. So, just out of curiosity, what we're going to do, this is the original sprocket of mine, right? This is just where I was taking some dimensions and stuff. And I had my one made in a one piece, not a two piece. This is a 42 tough 530 Talon. That's a 40 tough 630. Oh, look at the dimension difference. Yeah? That is substantial, isn't it? Now, if we make this smaller, it would technically be slower off the line. Where, if you look at it another way, if you're wheel spinning off the line, you're even slower. Now, the booster motor is torquey, really torquey. So, my car pulls well. Very minimal spin. And this is going to have more power than mine. So, we could go down to this diameter. But I don't know if you can go down to this diameter with a 630 chain. But what I want to do is I'm going to whip this sprocket off. This has got a different bolt pattern. That's a 10. This is only an 8. But the two line up, if you get me. So what we're going to do, we need to get this off as well anyway. So we're going to unbolt these, drop this sprocket off, drop the little sprocket off the engine. We might have to pop a drive shaft to get the diff out to get this flywheel off. And then put it all back together. And I'm going to pop this on one of my sprockets and just line my chain over it. Just to see what kind of difference it makes. So we'll take a measurement of this gap. And then just compare it once we've got this diameter sprocket on it with the 530. Right? Now I don't know how long this is going to take to strip this down, because I don't think you can get the shafts out without dropping one of the arms out the way. Ideally, you'd want bolt together CV joints on this setup. That's what I would have gone for, the bolt where you just put the flange in, block of VW ones and that, because I don't think we're going to get that off. Yeah, even if we bolt the diff off, you're not going to get the angle on the drive shafts. I think you have to drop one of those off, which means taking the wheel off, shock off, hose off, swing the arm out the way to pull that out, pull that out, pull that out. And that's if we can even get it, the diff. Yeah, because we'll take the sprocket off. Right, I'll get you on a bit of time-lapsey, but basically what I'm going to do is jack it up, take that off, hopefully take that one off, and that'll swing the hub enough to pull that shaft out, to unbolt these, to move that over to get that out. Right, rock and roll. People, so what I managed to do there was basically drop the diff in, swap the sprockets out, get some spare chain on, so we can just roughly see. I mean, it's roughly in there where it's going to be, right? So what we can see from that is how much space we're going to get extra. Now we've gained a bit, right? It's a good chunk. And as being a hill climb car, you're not really going to get that much stretch over a run. Oh yeah. So, and also this hasn't got the large output shaft on. So one of my sprockets just fits straight on there and it's just loose. See, my chain on my car goes down here. So we know now we at least need a front sprocket because this is different to his new engine. And if we go a smaller rear sprocket, we have got more chain clearance above the gear selector. But it's whether we think it's worth trying to drop the diff just that little bit. Because manufacturing all new hangers, well, it's not new hangers, it's this section here. Yeah, I've got to manufacture new ones of these. So that's got to be machined on the lathe because it's solid with a hole in. Then this has got to be made. Then these have got to be drilled, sleeved, welded. And then the bottom, yeah, I've got to put a thing on for the adjuster. But then, because the diff's coming down, the adjuster's going to have to be moved down, which means these are going to have to be modified because I think the angle will be too severe. Yeah? So, it's an awful lot of work to get rid of that diff angle, the drive shaft angle. So, what do we do? What do we do? So, let's get this right. From what we know, this ran a 630 chain rear sprocket, front sprocket. This engine doesn't have a large output shaft. So this 630 sprocket won't fit his new engine. Now his new engine has got the heavy duty output shaft, which uses a Blackbird sprocket, which are all 530 pitch. So both his sprockets and his chain are no good because they won't fit his new engine. So we've got to get new sprockets and a new chain anyway. So straight away, that's a good chunk of cash. Because if he goes for a chain like mine, that's 200 quid. I think I paid for a custom rear sprocket. It was over 100 quid. And then you got your like 50 quid for your front sprocket. So I've just thrown that into the bill. You do get more than one chain out of that though. I buy that by the 170 link, I think. So you get a few. So you not only get one chain, you get a few chains out of it. So, it's getting expensive. But anyway, that's just a quick video. Just to have a look at the diff, because it was just bugging me. So, that's all I've got for you today, because I've got to get out of here and get to work. So, this was just a quick... Let's just have a little bit of a mess. And what we found out is that everything that was on there is no good to us now. So we've got to spend more money. That's basically what it is. But I think we have got a bit of space. We could probably bring this diff down 1/2 inch. Now I need to get the brackets off that are on there to see if I can actually re-drill the ones that are on there. But then we might have a weak point where the original ones were. And I am tempted to take the whole diff mount bracket, which is all this black stuff. So take all this off, take this off as well, and copy it, because I've got the materials here the same size. So I might even copy it, because down underneath there, I've got a set of these radius arms down there. So I might copy the setup the way it's set here, and then I can get the shape of the big bars as well. So I can make a kit with what I've got knocking around here, and I've got another 1,000 quid worth of tube on order. Right. Well, we've learned that we need to spend more money. Right. Thanks for watching, people. See you in the next one.